Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 21. So, we are here for 2 episodes back to back. If you're wondering why I'm in the same outfit, hell, I don't even know if I wore the same outfit last episode. I didn't check. Hopefully not. But that would be 3 episodes in a row I'm wearing the same sweatshirt. But whatever, it is what it is. Trust me, I do wash, shower, and clean in between these. They're usually weeks apart, except for these next two. I'm recording back to back. With that said, I'm gonna keep things a little short because I'm running a little late as well, and I have 2 to record right now. So, yeah. Last episode was really interesting, going through the memories of Grisha with Zeke and Aaron. Wow, I could get through this faster if I could remember words. And there was some interactions, and we learned that the Attack Titan can see the future. So, yeah, let's see. And Aaron's gonna do some crazy shit that even Grisha is scared of. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's just watch the episode, shall we? We're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. A little bit of recap, I guess. I know she wasn't trained in a Titan for very long yet, but she got bodied quick. Damn. Is this more visuals than we saw last time? We've seen that scene 3 different times, and I almost feel like that might have been more visuals than we saw. Hmm. So he saw some of the future, but not all of it, and not some things that he wanted to see. Also, I missed it that he said, like, Zeke, you're here watching right now. That's trippy. So was Grisha remembering Aaron's memories of going through Grisha's memories? Trippy. Oh, I have something in my eye and I can't get it. Sorry, guys. I keep picking at it. Well. Damn. Damn. Hmm. Hmm. Damn. Ah, he's gonna deglove his hand to achieve what he wants. Oh. Can't he just chain him up again, though, like, instantly? Oh my god. He's gonna eat her. I don't know, that'd be crazy. No shit. Damn. That was a lot. Okay. Time for the opening. So yeah, I guess he was kind of able to... It's a weird thing, because Zeke said he was able to manipulate the past. But if Grisha was about to give up on his, like, mission or whatever, and Aaron was the one to, like, motivate him to keep going, in the initial timeline, he did keep going. Which means that it always happened, right? So maybe he still did manipulate the past into doing what already happened, but if Zeke had never brought him into his memories, he wouldn't have been able to. So, okay. I think I get it, it's just, this is why time travel isn't my favorite thing in shows, because you can sit there and question a lot of things. Also, I'm pretty sure Aaron at one point mentioned seeing the memories of his father remembering his own future, which is also trippy. So he didn't see his own future. He saw the memories of Grisha seeing his future, which is another trippy, kind of like what I talked about before, just a little different. From you 2,000 years ago. Isn't this episode 1 title? Dumblegees. So we're back. Why are we here, though? Hmm. Interesting. Those are some long spears. Hmm. Is this like before? Back in Ymir's lifetime? Jesus. Because of a pig escaping? Oh no. Damn. They all freaking blamed her. Hmm. They're hunting her. Damn. Of course, that's what setting you free means. Are we about to see, like, how she got, like, the original Titan powers? Big old tree. Kinda like the coordinate. I did not expect when Aaron started running to her that this is what we'd see. From to you from 2,000 years ago, I guess. Damn. Where in the hell is she? She just went through a vine tunnel, through a tree. She is freaking Alice in Wonderland now. Just. What is that? Oh no, please don't go in her mouth. What the heck? Ugh. Oh my god. Oh, it's like incomplete. That is a crazy design. Did they somehow enslave her as a Titan? Ew. Fritz, another Fritz. Two kids now. Man, with her power, I wonder what made her, like, come back and work for them. Well, oh, did she take it? Damn. Didn't she heal from that, though? Or is that her idea of rising and do your work is, like, pass it on to the next person? Oh my god. Oh! Wow, the wall names. Damn. I just... Crazy that with her powers she went back to being a slave, you know, to the same people, it seems. So these are probably the ones that were... Hmm. Hmm. Aaron's gonna try to save her. Ooh, she has eyes. Man, that's all it took. There's that thing. It does look like a spine. Oh my god! I thought that was gonna be in that world. No, that's connecting Aaron. Oh shit. Oh, are we rumbling? Are we rumbling? Good riddance to that guy. I don't know, he might live. Oh shit, is it all coming down? All of them? Every wall? Or just this area? Fuck, man. Not what I thought was about to happen. Oh my god. Jeez. Can we control them? Oh my god. We'll see. I mean, it does seem like he's kind of right. Yelena, I think you lost. Are they walking the wrong way? Hmm. Oh shit. He's speaking to them? The Historia. Shit. Shit! He's got the way we thought it was in the beginning of the show, he's gonna make it so, you know? We're like, oh, we're the only ones left. He's gonna create what was the beginning. Oh, fuck, man. That was a hell of an episode. You know, when I started that episode, I thought to myself, oh, I'm gonna, like, do a somewhat quick discussion if I can, and get into the next one because I'm running late. How am I supposed to do a quick discussion after that? Wow. Okay. So, luckily I talked a little bit about the manipulating past stuff that I wanted to talk about during the opening. But, yeah, so the bloodline goes all the way back to the beginning for Fritz. Like, we knew that, like, Ymir passed her power on, and that power was passed on through the Eldians and everything, all through history and everything. But I didn't realize Fritz was the king, the bloodline that was all the way back, like, that enslaved her, and, you know, and they were also all Eldians, like, enslaving each other and stuff like that, too, so, man, okay. That is it, guys, for episode 21. Yeah, so, basically, we learned that, one, there's been war since before the Titans. I mean, I know I didn't need proof to, like, talk about this, or, like, to be justified in this, but look at the way the world was before Titans existed. There was war and fighting and murder and slavery and all these bad things, you know, and sure, maybe once Fritz gained, you know, the power of using Ymir. So was Ymir like just a bit of like Stockholm syndrome kind of thing? You know, like everyone blamed her, they hunted her, they took out an eye and everything, and then she was running and found her way to this tree, fell down in it and found this like spine weird jellyfish creature. Excuse me, sorry about that. I know it's not really a jellyfish, but it's like that translucent, like, you know, just really interesting. I wonder if there's going to be any more to that, or if it's just, hey, found a creature that turned me into a titan, you know. But then, like, with that power, she decided to go back and fight with Fritz. You know, like, was it just a bit of like Stockholm syndrome sort of thing? I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, she went back to be a slave for him and just did that and protected him and gave him great wealth and power, and they expanded their empire and all that. But man, I mean, it was kind of neat to see, but also brutal at the same time. Just the poor, like, it looks like it was like Romans at one point, you know. Or maybe that's just like the aesthetic in this world they chose to give the Marleyans, right? Um, but I mean, they did mention Marleyans back then, so maybe it has always been. I mean, maybe it's just because this is like the part of the world, but it's really interesting that this whole time it's been Eldians and Marleyans for that many years, you know? Because in our history, we've had like different people like rise and fall. Like there was like the Romans, and then I'm not perfect on history. Honestly, a lot of my like history comes from Askeladd teaching me uh in Vinland Saga. but he talked about how like the Romans came, and it was actually the what were they called before the Romans? It was like the Celts or something like that. Um but and then the Romans came, and then it was like the Saxons and like the Anglo-Saxons, and then I think there was like another thing after, and then the Vikings or whatnot. But like there's just like all these faction after faction, and it like changed so much over the years depending on like who won and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy that all the way from 2000 years ago it's been, you know, it was never like the, you know, the Eldians. Oh, I forgot the name for a second. It wasn't that like the Eldians defeated the Marleyans and then a different faction came about and tried to like stand up to them, and they defeated them, and you know, it was like it was just Eldians versus Marleyans the whole time. But it does it does seem like the Eldians did a lot of warring. Now, granted, we still haven't necessarily seen the start of their feud to try to say like, oh well, the Marleyans are perfectly innocent like they play it. I don't think the Marleyans are perfectly innocent. I think it was a war between both sides, and it just raged on for all eternity, and Eldians just won for a while because of the Titan power, and that's why they made like the Eldians seem like the big bad guys, like enslaving people, like Marleyans being like, "Oh, we didn't want to fight, you know, we were just protecting ourselves." But I'm pretty sure both sides are just terrible. Anyway, it's really crazy that, I mean, I will say, like, I was there no one in her life that ever said to her that like she doesn't need to do this? It's just crazy to me that it's like the, you know, I give it exception because it's anime, it's a TV show, and you know, Sometimes anime does this where things are just like flipped on a dime very easily, and this is kind of one of those things where it's like she's gone through like 2,000 years of loyalty and working for the Fritz family and everything. Like, and then all it took was Eren to like go up and hug her and say she doesn't need to do this, and like one or two sentences was enough to snap her out of 2,000 years of like service and everything. It's just interesting, you know. But it's also really crazy that, you know, when she died, he was so desperate to keep that power. I don't think he knew that it was gonna work, right? That eating her was gonna do what it did, but in order to try and maintain the power that he's possessed over these years, he had his kids eat every last bit of his mother. And it seems like at some point they figured out that it's a spinal cord, because at one point he said, like, you guys, like, you know, I want my grandchildren and great grandchildren all through the generations to eat my, you know, or eat the spinal cord of their parent or whatever. So is that how every Titan in the walls was formed? Or is that just how the, like, what was it, 8 or 9, like, intelligent Titans, is that how they were formed, was through eating? Because, like, if, like, you know, it seems like it was passed down to Maria, Rose, and Cena, which is really interesting that, I mean, it was King Fritz that came here and built these walls, named him after the first 3 kids, which I guess if the king did have the power of the Titans at the time, then he would probably have the memories of the first children of Ymir in his mind. I was just thinking, like, it's crazy that like generations down the line that those names were still floating around, you know? But I guess, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that was really interesting. And then we also had the where was I going with that? Uh just the fact that the fact that they remembered it was because the power of the Titans gives you memories of the past and things like that. So very, very interesting. Where was the mid card? It was right here. The root of the Titans. According to the legend, the founder Ymir gained the power of the Titans through contact with something, and this power has been passed down to Eldians, her blood brothers, for generations. However, this something that began it all is yet unknown. Is it a pathogen that parasitizes? I don't know if that's how you say that. Humans, or is it another creature taking human form, or is it a god that took pity on the founder's plight? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it definitely has like a spinal cord-ish design, which makes sense with the whole spinal theme of like spinal fluid is how you like spread it or consume it to gain the power or whatnot. But yeah, I wonder, like, is the show gonna explore like the way that this like declassified information mid card says it, like says like is yet unknown, like just makes it seem like maybe eventually it'll be known. Like before I read that part, my thought was, oh, maybe they won't go into any more detail than that. But it does kind of make me wonder, like, is there actually going to be more than that? Just because this mid card says like yet unknown, so it's like, okay, well, if it's not yet unknown, that means maybe eventually it will be known. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but yeah, that's crazy. And Eren just kind of snapped her out of the state that she's been in this whole time, and Zeke was so worried. Zeke just running at her like, no, you must obey me, you know. It's like, oh, I don't know, like as soon as Eren like snaps her out of it and says like, you don't have to obey, you know, you have the power, you can do what you want with it and everything. It's like, I don't know if you want to be the one being like, you must obey me. But yeah. Ooh, man. And just like going all the way back to the beginning with like, the whole Aaron and like getting everything that he wants and all that, like I do kind of wish that Aaron used the rumbling as a threat, and anyone like hell, like circle the island, right? Like circle the island with all those titans and just have them just stand guard, and if anyone does come and tries to fight us here, then you like unleash them and just wipe them out. But just initially, like, it seems like his first step isn't like threats, it's just, all right, I'm gonna crush everybody except for us, and no one on this planet is gonna live except for us. It's like, goddamn. Which now, the first thing I thought about when Aaron started saying that stuff, like, that's a bit step further than I would like. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been a lot on Aaron's side since for a while now. Like, sure, like, there was a couple spotty spots where I judged him and I wasn't sure what he was up to or what side he was on. But yeah, like, this is murdering everyone on the planet so that way your people can be safe is a bit of a step. Uh but one thing that I'm really curious on, we still have the whole like we must protect Armin and Mikasa. And I wonder if that wasn't like an Aaron memory of like, I thought it was Aaron's memory of protect Armin and Mikasa. Uh, but I wonder if it might have been like Grisha's or someone seeing this future and knowing that the only people that can stop Aaron from what he's about to do is Armin and Mikasa, and that's why they're so important to save. That's the only thing that I can think of, and we still don't have that tied in, so obviously nothing's etched in stone yet. I still think there is time to pull Aaron back from this, so it'll be interesting to see. But anyways, guys, I do have one more to watch tonight, so I am gonna end it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and maybe we'll talk a little more about this with after the next one. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.